I guess this video kind of doesn't really relate to the other video. You know what I'm saying? It's a little like, you know, nostalgia, but I still know. Ken Carson. That's all I gotta say. Ken Carson.
So Ken Carson is an artist that has easily had one of the most unique but inspiring come-ups in the underground to date. Having been involved in the scene for almost his entire life,
bro, damn, his dreads really changed, bro. Oh my god, bro. His shit used to be horrible.
Recently gaining traction due to the role he's played in developing one of the most popular sounds used over the last couple of years. But his sound and aesthetic, along with his life and character pretty much as a whole, most definitely didn't start out this way. So firstly, let's dive into where did Ken Carson start?
I'm gonna XL code. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Growing his dreads is the best thing for him. Cause once you can't see his face, bro, it's over. It's over. What's up, Lozy? It's over. After you can't see his face, bro, he's gonna be him.
Born April 11th in the year 2000, originally being born on the west side of Atlanta, but then later relocating to the south side. Most of Ken's early years were spent like most kids around his age, having heavy interest in the WWE, along with some of the different animes, mangas, and cartoon shows that would pique his interest throughout his childhood. Namely being series like The Boondocks, Danganronpa, Death Note, and most obviously the X-Men comics. Which, as I'm sure most
Ken alone ain't even ugly. I never said that. I never said they were ugly. But you know what I'm saying? Once his dreads do get longer, he's just gonna be him. That's what I mean.
Of us are aware would end up becoming a pretty huge part of Ken's branding later into his career, with the X-Men logo being a staple of Ken's marketing even nowadays. But aside from purely entertainment, Ken's household growing up was surrounded by primarily rap, which naturally would lead Ken to gaining interest in artists like
Did you know you could lose all your memory by living in a completely white room? Ew. Thank you for telling me that information.
Soulja Boy, Lil Wayne, and even early mixtape era Future, which are a lot of influences that could be seen in his style even nowadays. But moving further along, Ken's personality—
I ain't gonna lie, I don't even know what Danganronpa is. I just know it's some kind of like mystery show, bro. I don't even know, bro.
And influences sadly wouldn't lend themselves well to the school system. Because according to Ken's interview he did with Montreality, by just 10 years old, he was already getting into fights, but instead of it being with students, it was with teachers.
I slapped my teacher when I was 10.
Damn, what the fuck?
I slapped my teacher when I was 10. I was like, come here, I gotta tell you something. Man.
What if he just slapped you back, though? Nigga would have been like, oh, shit. Damn. This nigga
I got in trouble for that.
But fast forwarding and going into Ken's teen years, he would go on to open up his first official Twitter account under the handle of @PimpCarson in March of 2014. And in the same year, he would also end up changing his career practically forever. Maybe slightly dramatic, but going into 8th grade, Ken was starting to become close with one of the girls attending his same middle school and would eventually find out that this same girl was close friends with a now producer known as Lil 88. And due to, at the time, both Ken and Lil—
what the fuck? Why is
friends
so
with a now producer
big?
known as Lil 88.
God damn. Oh shit, no, it's because he's sitting down. I was finna say, like, holy shit. How tall is Ken Carson, though?
And due to, at the time, both Ken and Lil 88 sharing very common interests, they would start to become closer, which would eventually lead to a FaceTime call where Ken would find out that Lil 88 happened to be cousins with a very well-known and respected producer in the scene named TM88, which nowadays is most well known for his production on Lil Uzi's breakout record being EXO Tour Life. But even at a young age, Ken would realize the opportunity in front of him, and upon finding that out, he would then visit TM88 that same day to showcase some of his own music he was working on at the time, which I guess seemed to have impressed TM88 enough to introduce Ken to 808 Mafia's co-founder being Southside, who himself has a near endless amount of just massive placements on records such as Kodak.
I ain't gonna lie, this is probably the greatest feeling for somebody up and coming, bro. You get that chance in like a media sense, bro, and you just go for it, bro, and it works out, bro. It works out, bro. That's probably the greatest feeling ever, bro.
Black's Tunnel Vision, 21 Savage's No Heart, and the list truly keeps going. But these kind of connections would also work very heavily in Ken's favor, with Ken having a large pool of inspiration and even in-studio experience, with Ken naturally being around artists the likes of Young Thug, Travis Scott, and even Playboi Carti, which is a relationship we'll dive more into later. But rewinding just a bit and continuing further into Ken's schooling years, in 2015, at the age of 15, he would end up dropping out of public.
What is that fit? Bro, his head was... Yeah. The dreads, I ain't gonna lie, the dreads were the greatest choice, bro. I feel you, Ken. I feel you, bro. Them dreads saving, bro.
Public schooling and then
Saving
transferring
lives.
into military school, in which he would only complete 3 out of the 6 months required due to him getting caught up while FaceTiming some of the hoes, which obviously led to him getting kicked out. But due to Ken already being so heavily engaged in the music scene, he would take this as a chance to get his GED at only 15 years old and then slowly start to chase after his passion, being fashion.
Don't be a judger, bro.
But moving steadily into 2016, he would end up...
Oh my god. What the fuck? I forgot this whole phase even existed. This man really... What the fuck?
creating one of his earliest currently available Instagram accounts under the handle of @BoyBobbyCarson, and would also around the same time period get pretty heavily into party culture, with him first starting to experiment with different drugs, along with him just releasing videos at these packed out parties he would be at.
Bro, he looks fucking skinny as hell, bruh. Travis Scott upcoming is kind of fucked up. He stepped over and used every person he knew to get fame. To be honest, I can't even be mad at that, because that's how a lot of niggas are doing it now, bruh. And to be honest, that's really how it is, bro.
Which was all paired along with his Twitter, where he would just post some funny videos of him smacking these random 40-year-old moms in the cheek. I just watch.
Oh shit.
But all around the same time period, Ken was starting...
Bro, he ain't even that ugly, bro. Ken Carson is not even ugly. He stole his parents' money and lied and said he was in college even though he dropped out. It worked out in the end. If I was the parent and I figured that out, I wouldn't be mad. I would not be mad. He's not ugly, you know what I'm saying? Really, I'm not a judger, you know what I'm saying? I'm not a judger. You feel me? Like, he's cool. He just got a really big nose.
To get pretty heavily into Playboi Carti's music, and as mentioned earlier, had even had an offhand interaction before with Carti at one of the studio sessions hosted by Southside over in Atlanta, which in turn would lead to Ken while out in LA to go to one of Carti's shows, which was going smoothly up until he got into a fight with someone in the crowd, which led to Ken getting kicked out of that show. But thankfully, being that Carti remembered Ken due to their interaction beforehand at the studio, he was allowed a wristband and got back in directly from Carti, which however small...
That's some real shit, bro. Some real shit, bro.
I
think he's just not photogenic on camp. Probably, bro.
It still would kickstart the beginning of their relationship together. But all the while Ken was going back and forth between LA and Atlanta, he was really starting to experiment and fully gain interest in making music, and would eventually go on to upload his first ever fully available track called 32. And this track would end up...
Sigacorn and hyperpop, the type of music is fucking ass. Hyperpop ain't that bad. Hyperpop is kind of cool. I don't know what Sigacore is though.
Getting reposted by a page called Rap Direct, which would also lead to Ken getting his first ever official blog post or write-up over on their website, which sadly nowadays has been lost due to something we'll talk about very shortly. But skipping forward and heading into 2017, this year was mostly a quiet one, but it did showcase Ken starting to explore further into fashion, good or bad, posting Rick Owen and CDG pickups alongside some of his more questionable outfits, but still...
Chill, bro. Chill. He was tripping a little bit.
This year would end up being pretty important, considering that towards the end of this year, he would end up doing one of his first ever shows in Atlanta, thanks to TM88. But if you're curious on how there would even be enough music to perform, being that at this time we're only aware of one track that nowadays has been lost, it's mostly thanks to Ken Carson's ex-girlfriend. That, as Ken Carson puts in his interview with OGM, ended up with her deleting his original SoundCloud account due to him messing around behind her back. Which nowadays, if you were to find his original SoundCloud...
I mean, I guess that's kind of deserved. He was cheating. So, like, you know what I'm saying? He had to, like, you know, do that shit.
Instead, links...
What happened? What did you do?
Off to a page called Giordano, which has sadly since gone inactive. But fast forwarding a bit into 2018, there's still a fair amount of different singles up from this time period today, such as his singles with Young Jordan called Fan Behavior, or his other singles with or produced by both TM88 and Southside, like with Fallback.
Once you get into the music thing, bro, and like you really enjoy it, bro, it's probably so fun, bro, like doing some shit like just making music, beats and shit with other niggas, bro. Made a slide. Like, what do you mean? A slideshow? What do you mean? Hold on,
back. And the most notable of these singles released around the same time period would end up being a single called Fold. which would pick up a heavy amount of traction online and lead to further interviews on websites like Respect, where Ken details his plans for the future, along with being affiliated with a distribution team called Caroline, which would actually play a huge role in the push and popularity of this exact single. And if you're more interested in his work pre-2020, I'll link a curated playlist by @couple1000 on Instagram or Isaac on SoundCloud that has a lot of his earlier singles and leaks if you're kind of interested in that, side. But for 2019, this year would kick off with arguably one of the most important early factors of what makes Ken Ken. Lies. He would first post on Twitter with the cover art of his first official tape being called Boy Barbie, featuring 10 different singles with only one feature being from the artist named earlier called Young Jordan. And along with this post, he would then caption it saying it would be dropping that March, which would make its release only 1 month away from its original date it was tweeted. And it would end up dropping, but only over a year later with 4 less singles and a completely redesigned tracklist, which means that over 9 different singles aside from Geeked Up have now just been lost to time. However, I can say with a fair amount of certainty that the reason for this long of a delay is almost certainly due to Playboi Carti. You see, around the same time period, Ken and Carti had really started to form a strong relationship, being at multiple studio sessions together.
This nigga Carti just so cool, bro, in every picture, bro.
You see, around the same time period, Ken and Carti had really started to form.
Who, me? No, I took that picture. I think one of my friends took that picture for the latest one I made, one of the pictures I made. We were gonna do some fucking Destroy Lonely shit, but it didn't work out.
A strong relationship, being at multiple studio sessions together, along with Ken releasing photos within that next year showing the two together posted in a hotel.
Oh, whoa, pause.
Although at this time it was somewhat unofficial, it would eventually segue into the formation of what we all now know as Opium, with its branding starting to appear in different music videos later on, and Ken most notably heavily changing his approach to social media. With Ken starting to become more separated from media and instead allowing himself to be more quote-unquote rare.
Hey. What is that?
Ken starting to become more separated from
What is this, buddy? Nah.
Media, and instead allowing himself to be more quote-unquote rare, which in a way separated him from others that were emerging from a scene that was more based around personality and antics rather than just purely image, which was probably heavily guided by someone in his close circle, But as far as 2019 goes music-wise, it would most notably feature the release of his currently oldest available single on his official SoundCloud being called Free Dro, produced by, obviously, Mexico Dro, which if you're somehow completely unaware is the producer known for producing a legendary plug record called Broke Boy, who also at the same time was coming out of the prison system due to some charges. But overall, as a whole, this year would mostly close off as a preparation year for arguably the most important year to come, being 2020. And this year, as mentioned, would kick off pretty heavily with Ken tweeting out pictures with both Lancey Foe and obviously Playboi Carti, which would naturally start to build talk around his name up until the full release of his project teased earlier called Boy Barbie, which would end up finally being released.
I ain't gonna lie, I've never heard Lancey in my life. I've never heard of him. I've never once listened to a song of him. I think I've heard one song from Lancey on TikTok, and it was kind of trash. It was kind of trash. But I mean, maybe I just need to listen to him a little more. But hey, the one thing, bro, Boy Barbie is such a switch to his new stuff, bro. Like, who would have thought this nigga would have made a fucking album cover of Barbie dolls, bro? Be serious, bro. Like
April 16th of 2020, being only 6 tracks long and featuring appearances from artists like Lil Yachty, International Jefe, Lil Unky, and obviously Lancey Foe, which Ken mentions in an interview with OGM came about simply due to Lancey liking Opium. And as far as reviewing this project goes, this isn't the worst project that Ken's dropped in my opinion, but it's also not a project that I see myself coming back to necessarily. Aside from the appearances from Lancey throughout this project, this tape lacks really any of the catchiness or energy that Ken brings nowadays, so overall this project lands at a 4.5 out of 10.
So what is the worst one? What is his worst album?
Bad first tape, but yeah. But this really was only the beginning of 2020 and would slowly transition us into his next project called TNX. This project would be teased through both Instagram lives and Twitter snippets through its soon-to-be breakout single, Yeah. But this project off the jump was notable due to its whole recording process.
Bro, this nigga just has bangers on bangers, bro. Oh my god.
It's being done in between the studio sessions from Carti's next big release being Whole Lotta Red. And not only that, but being that Ken was heavily a part of the Whole Lotta Red sessions, he would also end up getting production credits on track 7 of that.
What the hell?
Project called Beano. named after opium and homicide gang member Homicide Bino. And this also happens to be the most Ken Carson-esque instrumental, considering that he did it alongside both Out of Town and Starboy, which are producers that would later go on to be a very, very key part of Ken Carson's career going forward. But diving back into Teen X, this project would end up fully releasing on August 13th of 2020.
Who is Starboy? Is he like a producer, bro? Ken carried a whole lot of red. What you mean?
It would also really set in motion Ken Carson's career, mainly due in part to Yale and how—
I ain't gonna lie, I'm sorry, bro. I don't care who is the producer. Filthy is the greatest producer I've ever heard, bro. I'm being honest, bro. That might be a hot take, but nigga, Filthy is him, bro. Filthy is him, bro. Logi, shut up. God damn.
how quickly it would garner numbers, alongside its own music video that dropped only one day after the project's release. And this project overall was a huge step up quality-wise, with the production from both Out of Town and Starboy just being top tier, along with these songs having a pretty high amount of replay value, paired along with the mix taking a big step up, and Ken also starting to understand how to make use of his voice, which all put together puts this project at a 5.5 out of 10, which might seem low after all the praise I—
Excuse me? 5
gave it, but that's mostly due to the deluxe edition of the same project showing us how much better this sound can get. But moving us quickly into 2021, coming off the build-up for Cardi's Whole Lotta Red, which around this time had just released and was starting to settle in with the listeners with mixed reviews, Ken would end up dropping a 6-pack of what Ken himself calls—
To be honest, I ain't even listen to Teen X for real, bro. But Teen X Deluxe Edition, bro, I listened to the entire shit, bro. That shit is amazing. It's amazing, bro. Absolutely amazing, bro.
Throwaways from the previous tape, Teen X, which would release on January 20th of 2021, with the 4-song Stuck featuring Lil Yachty being released a day later. And then 3 days after that, Ken would end up releasing 2 more songs with No Love and Fuck Shit, which would all be a part of his currently first available Lost Files. And I'll be honest, I don't like this project at all. Mostly due to Ken giving us his worst mixing and energy yet, which sucks because a lot of the instrumentals on here are really solid, but Ken just really doesn't pull through. So sadly, overall, I'm putting this at a 3.5 out of 10.
I've never heard
just really
Lost
not for
Files.
me. And coming almost directly off the back of Lost Files, he would then end up quickly releasing his next project only 10 days later on January 30th of 2021, titled as Teen X Relapsed, which, as you can guess,
bro, my first song that I really got into that made me get into Ken Carson was fucking Run Plus Ran and Teen X Baby, bro. Oh my god, bro. I don't know what it was about Teen X Babe, bro. This song is so hard. Like, bro, come on, bro. That shit is so fire. So
was
fire.
The deluxe edition to the original Teen X, and this album is just better in so many different ways. From flows into energy, this tape really just polishes his original sound and would also slowly start to build its own wave, with Ken Carson type beats gaining their first peak in popularity, which wouldn't really be fully realized until his next project released a little later this year. But overall, this project was a huge step in the right direction and would push Ken's sound forward as an artist overall.
Teenager Rager, to be honest, now I would say that for sure, bro. For sure, Teenager Rager, I would say now is better than Teen X Babe. But before, I don't know. No. It's more equal. It's more equal than anything, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Teen X Babe and Teenager Rager are on the same level, to be honest. Like, hold on, okay.
Teen X Baby, roll it up and blaze it. My bitch off a purchase, tryna fuck, I'm about to go crazy. I feel like Gianna's running up, but I don't get lazy. She ain't want bad yet, but now she wanna fuck, that shit amaze me. Teen X Baby, yo, yo.
I go like, nah. Yeah, Teenager Rager is better, bro. Teenager's Rager. The moment the beat turns on, bro, I'm already hyped, bro. I'm already hyped. The moment the beats turn on Teenager Rager, bro,
yeah, hey, yeah, hey, hey, yeah, hey, 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 pull up to the concert in March pit, every right my teeth, yeah, if
I
you
ain't gonna lie, yeah. Teenager Rager just has like some drug in it, bro. The only thing that pisses me off about Teenager Rager is that it doesn't have enough bass, bro. It doesn't have enough bass, bro. Why would I look that up, bro?
Also, 7 out of 10. Really worth the
7
time.
out of 10.
But coming some months after his last release with some music videos, promos,
What was
interviews,
the other song? Which other song? Teen-X Babe and Teenager Rager?
and like always, Twitter, he would end up dropping Glock 19 1 month before he would
not
officially
scared.
release the second installment.
What do I gotta search? It says Tentacion. Oh my god! I just skipped. Go back, nigga. Lost Files 2, bro. High as shit. Nigga said Purple Walk, some. High as shit. Oh. Hold on, let me. And this song isn't as good as both of those, though. Actually, damn. Fuck. That song is hard as fuck. Bro, the deluxe version was amazing. That's all I can say, bro.
But coming some months after his last release with some music videos, promos, interviews, and like always, Twitter, he would end up dropping Glock 19 1 month before he would
What was he saying in here?
videos, promos, interviews, and like always, Twitter, he would
Keita says, if you don't watch porn, you won't learn how to fuck, my nigga. I watch too much porn. I feel sorry for whoever let me fuck. It's going down. So I'm watching. This man is just like me. Oh my god. Oh my god. So I'm watching porn and the audio is somebody promoted their SoundCloud. Nigga accounts name. Bro. What is this man talking about?
end up dropping Glock 19
got
1
one
month before he
light.
would officially release the second installment in his Lost Files series on July 10th of 2021. And in comparison to the first Lost Files, this one sees a pretty big step up. A lot of the downfalls of Lost Files get taken care of, mostly due to Ken's
W shit.
Mix and delivery being a lot more modern and well done here, alongside some of the different singles off this tape having a massive amount of replay value.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm finna start getting back into my vlogging shit, bro. I don't know what happened to it, bro. I'm gonna start getting back into it. I don't care, bro. I'm really finna start getting back into it, bro. For sure.
Like with the previously mentioned Glock 19 and also Teen Bean, which was also a single that would see pretty huge success.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. It was so fun, bro. It's hard, bro. Like, I literally, before I went on stream, bro, I went back and looked at it, bro. I was like, damn, bro. This is genuinely so fire, bro. I don't know why the hell I stopped, bro. I'm gonna start doing it again.
Over on TikTok, temporarily going viral and giving Ken a nice boost in listeners. But overall, for a rating, this project is a 6.5 out of 10. Although I could see an argument being made for it being on par with Relapsed, but, you know, great project.
No.
But after a long while of Ken staying consistent, dropping his 5 to 8 song tapes, he then promised to soon be releasing first his final EP and then later his debut album. But it didn't work out like that. Just try to keep up with this timeline of just confusing lies.
I'm Five. Please look up Sigilcore and I promise you it's ass. Hold on. Let's see what you're talking about, bro. What is it called? Sigilcore. Okay. Yo, this shit is ass. Niggas in the comments saying this genre got me infested. What the fuck? This shit cold as shit. Bro, oh my fucking god. Okay, let me see. What is this? Oh shit, this shit, bro. This shit was so hard.
I ain't gonna lie.
Shit.
I haven't done this in a while, bro.
We gon' bring them guns, I'll give them hell.
Bro, hold on. What the fuck who is this in my comments, bro? This nigga said, DM me, please. Black success LYF. And the PFP is a white woman. Alright. Alright. Yo. Alright.
Firstly, we start by going back.
Bro, make it, bro. I want to see it. I want to see it. Don't make some bullshit, though. Don't make my, like, face bigger or some shit. Post some black. That's what I'm saying. What is
before
that?
Even the release of Lost Files 2, to where this so-called final EP would be first announced on February 4th of 2021 in a now deleted Twitter post. From which then later on March 9th of that year would be fully revealed on Twitter that Project X, the EP, would now be releasing on his birthday, being April 11th of 2021. Which then came his birthday, where he acts like nothing happened and instead promised that yet again Project X would just
He's a liar just like his daddy. He a liar just like his daddy.
be an EP, and he also assured us that it would be the final one before his debut album. However, after his birthday passed by with
a ton of your pick to make it. Bro, do it, bro. Genuinely do it, bro, and I'ma see it, bro. I'ma see that, bro.
Updates, he would.
What is that TikTok? What did you send me? Hold on, let me see this. What is this? Oh shit. Yeah, that's just trash, bro. I don't have videos, to be honest. I don't really got videos.
Would then later come out on record in his 2021 interview with High Society, where he revealed that the project had become his debut album. It would now instead be released in August of 2021, which again never happened. But soon enough, Project X, after a long while of both teasers and lies, would be fully released only 13 days after his last release of Lost Files 2 on July 23rd of 2021. And
this album changed my view on Ken forever, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Like, Teen X Baby and his Relapse one was good, but I found this one before. I found Project X before the Relapse version of Teen X, bro. This album, bro, I used to have Spotify. Let me tell y'all, bro. I used to have Spotify, right, for my subscription, for my music, right? And I would literally, like, you know that trend where everyone was looking at, like, their most listened songs and shit, you know what I'm saying? Bro, I looked my shit up. It said that I've played Run Plus Ran like 122 times in a year, bro. Dog, I ain't gonna lie, dog. I ain't gonna lie. That song had me in a chokehold for the entire Ken Carson in general, bro. A whole year, bro.
This project features obvious inspiration on the cover art from the movie under the same name, being Project X, which he states in an interview relates back to his earlier teen days of partying, and he also states that he mainly wanted to make a project that could be used as a soundtrack for that exact movie, in which we got Project X.
That's hard.
And to summarize my review, this project just perfectly captures Ken's sound.
You should have had the cups. If he added the cups, that would have been so hard.
And aesthetic as an artist almost flawlessly, and really showcases what I would consider to be Ken's most refined sound just yet. And overall, both financially and career-wise, this project was just a massive success, and is honestly just one of my personal favorites in this genre as a whole, which lands it at an 8.5 out of 10. That's the quick summary. But it was obviously a lot of other artists' favorites as well, because this project would almost single-handedly spawn a massive wave of these just hyperpop, rage Ken Carson type beats that multiple different artists in the scene would hop on and give their take on. And this surge in a new sound was shown pretty heavily throughout the scene, to the point where nowadays it's already being
this picture is hard as fuck. I don't know why. This is so fire, bro.
Recognized as being pretty overused and repetitive as a whole sound, which actually
I just realized that my shit was not on.
Overall ends up having a pretty negative impact on Ken Carson's career later down the line, but more on that later. Now, coming off the back of his release of Project X, he would next end up tweeting out teasing the release of its deluxe version under the name of Project Extended, which would originally be set to release on Halloween of that year. And guess what? I know you won't believe me, but it never ended up happening. It was instead turned into a project that wouldn't release for literally a little under a year. Actually, no, exactly a year. Or actually never really, because it's a different deluxe for a different project, but I don't know.
Goddamn.
Shit. But even so, with his last release receiving
What is you saying right now, Lozy?
such a large amount of love from both TikTok and streaming services, with his numbers jumping pretty drastically with the months following its release, his next move would be naturally to give the fans an in-between tape, which would end up being Lost Files 3. Released January 29th of 2022, this tape would originally be uploaded and hosted by a brand called Born From Pain Sicko, also known as simply Sicko over on SoundCloud, and would come in at 10 tracks in length, or 11 if you consider the song Walk Hard featuring Offset, which was originally released alongside these tracks.
I ain't gonna lie, I've never heard this, and now I have to go find this, bro. What the fuck?
But never officially included in the track list. But as a whole, this project hits the mark yet again. Although some deliveries that Ken tries on here kind of land flat, like with both Shoot and Are You Serious? But that still gets pretty heavily outweighed by just how much energy and just how good tracks like Raver, Gang, and Murder Music bring. Or are, I don't know about it yet. Long night. But overall, this project for me lands at a 7 out of 10. And it's actually personally my favorite Lost Files. Now next, we have a speculative project, or fully released depending on how you want to think about it, being Lost Files 3.5.
Oh my god. Why do we have so many Lost Files? I have never heard these songs either. Yo, I'm finna go on Spotify after tonight, bro, and look up all these, bro.
Or also known as
Genuinely.
X23 or X23.
Have you seen
a lot of
it?
different names.
Look,
This was never officially released, but was allegedly leaked by Ken himself around June of this year. Due to some issues outside of our knowledge, or maybe some kind of opium label, kind of, you know, it could be a marketing scheme too, for all we know. Which if it was, ended up working, because a lot of these tracks would end up going pretty damn viral over on TikTok, like with X for Breakfast, Aquafina, and X Games. But aside from that, this project goes 10 tracks in length and overall just has insanely solid features coming from both Lil Tecca and Sofego, alongside obviously Destroy Lonely. And this project has its high points, but it's also got definitely some lower points, I would say. Some of the fillers kind of weighing this project down, but then again, it is a throwaway project, and as a throwaway project, it's kind of exactly what you want. So for me, it lands at a 6 out of 10. I guess Ken just knows his marketing. Okay, so now finally we have one last goose chase left, which revolves around Ken's most recent full release, being X. Starting out originally on August 21st of 2021, Ken would originally share that this next project would be self-titled and just named as Ken Carson. But as the project went through more delays, the name was eventually changed to X-Man, which then later on May 7th of 2022, Ken claimed that he had officially finished and turned in the album, which would contain a total of 18 songs. And he would also announce that The End would be the lead single for this project and would release on May 9th of 2021. However, this yet again never came to fruition. But sure enough, a little under a month later, on June 4th of 2022, Ken would then tweet that 2 more songs were being added to the track list, which would lead up to our next and almost final update on June 26th.
Alright, well, let's see how quick we could get timed out. Am I right?
7th of 2022, where a billboard was spotted confirming that the album would be fully releasing on July 8th. And after a small wait, Ken would then announce the project's full release himself, finally clearing up the rumors, which would then lead to July 5th, where the project's lead single, under the title The End, would be fully released later that day, which would finally build up enough hype for the project to be fully released as promised on July 8th of 2022. And overall, to summarize this project, it just doesn't do enough. As mentioned earlier, with the nature of Ken's sound, it was bound to get pretty old pretty quickly, which was only kicked further into gear by all the copycats or remixes that would end up dropping later into 2021, which paired alongside this project also having a lot of different filler tracks in between and some songs that do sound pretty damn similar.
What the fuck?
It's kind of natural that this project would be subpar for a lot of its playtime. However, when it does hit, it really hits. Tracks like Freestyle 2 or others like Turn Up, Get Rich or Die, MDMA, and Delinquent.
Yikes. Oh, brother. Don't tell me about this dude, bro. No, bro.
To name a few, really do hit. And I'd say this project definitely...
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I don't care what you tell me, bro. I don't care what you tell me. MDMA is the greatest song Ken Carson has ever released in his entire life. I don't care. That's my hot take too, bro. That's my hot take. I don't care what you tell me, bro. I don't care what you tell me. MDMA was the greatest song he's ever released.
Definitely isn't as monumental of a miss as some people make it out to be, and I'd say it's aged pretty decently so far. So if I'm rating it personally, which obviously I am, it's going to be a 6 out of 10. Not bad, but definitely could have been better. Now finally, we have the Halloween drop, or also known as Project Extended. Releasing October...
That's what makes it even better too, bro. Both of them combined.
31st of 2022. This is a 5-track deluxe edition to the previously mentioned X. And this project does have a small history.
I'm sorry, bro. This was mid.
Of drama built around the project's release, with Ken originally tweeting announcing the deluxe on October 11th of 2022, which then 9 days later would be followed up by Ken seemingly out of nowhere going on a small rant on Twitter, which was mainly regarding his history of lying about release dates and saying that he always pushes for music to release but has constant pushback from his label. Which, me personally, I don't really have a take on this since I'm not there, but hey, the project is here and it's pretty solid. This project has been receiving backlash due to its lead single, Freestyle 3, being mocked online for it not sounding exactly like the snippet, which I think people are just somehow confused about this song not sounding exactly like a snippet that was played on a car speaker on an IG Live with subwoofers getting picked up by Ken's Nintendo phone, all while Ken was just screaming random shit.
What do y'all expect, bro? Of course he's not gonna make the song literally have bass. You gotta have that shit in your car, bro. Stop being dumb. Like, it doesn't have enough bass on it, bro. Then go play it in your goddamn car. The hell?
Which just kind of adds to the distortedness. It's just... It sounds fine to me. Which, aside from that, this project would also come with like 16 different jokes where random SoundCloud artists would remix the song and people would caption it with this. But overall, aside from just Freestyle 3, this project just feels better in certain areas, revolving around flows and instrumentals, being overall just more creative and different than his regular style, or at least the style that he showcased on X. Although his deliveries and energy on certain tracks are either too much or too little. But I will give it some slack. This project is only dropped around 5 days ago or 3 days ago, depending on when you're watching. I don't know. It could be any time when you guys are watching this. So maybe further down the line, I can appreciate this more. But for now, by rating only these 5 songs, this project lands at a 6.5 out of 10. Hits more than it misses, but it also doesn't really blow me away just yet. Video over. But before you leave, I got a couple things to say. Follow me on Instagram and especially Twitter to stay posted.
I'm good, bro. I'm good. Hey, W video though.